Hello everybody, this is Floopy-Doo and welcome back to the next episode of my Factorio Let's Play. So for last episode we started refactoring our refinery and I finished that off camera tad bit and extended it. So what I rebuilt are those two chemical plants that are responsible for producing plastic and sulfur. I hooked that up. I made some figuring into how I want to lay out my supply pipes and so on and so forth. So here we're gonna have 6 pipes that are dedicated to petroleum, light, heavy, lubricant, this green stuff, this green goo here, sulfuric acid will be that nicely molecule structured icon over here, and water, which will be all the inputs I need. And I will run like my output stuff somehow up here in between the pipes and where I can fit it. And we have some tank area here where I try to store some overflow for petroleum and so on. For this episode, what I want to do is actually create a system that allows me to convert heavy oil into light oil and light oil into petroleum. And in order to do that, we have to look into some recipes. So there are 2 recipes here: heavy oil cracking and light oil cracking. Because right now we don't have any use for light and heavy oil. We need to get rid of it somehow and produce it and get it converted in something we actually use. So that is one option, is just convert it into the next. Another thing would I produce solid fuel. I produce lubricant, which will be necessary to build motors level 2. I don't think I have them on. Oh yes, I have them unlocked. So lubricant is required to get into the electric engine, as well as into transport pipes, which are down here. If we look at the recipe, those all require lubricant. Yeah, so that is another thing. So that's the only usage I know, except of cracking and making solid fuel out of heavy oil. And so one thing I'm sure of, I want to convert all the heavy oil except of some rests into light oil. So for example, if I'm down let's say I don't know, about to 10k, I have more than 10k of heavy oil. I want to convert it into light oil and so forth. So we're gonna build that today. What do we need for this? It's actually quite simple. I just need a chemical plant. So let me craft up another one about, let's say, let's put 2 chemical plants on duty on cracking the heavy oil into the light oil. I want to do this somehow over here. So let me think of, let's say I want some space for at least another set of does that work? No, it does not. So another set of refineries, let's say about here. So I would build it somewhere down here. Well, does it really? Well, yeah. One thing that is a little bit of a downside is having... It's a little bit cramped. Probably I will move it one over somewhere later, because I want to have an infrastructure to get those 3 pipes into the tanks and so on. But for now, we leave it as is. It's an easy thing to just move it by 1 block. So, which means I would like to have my crackdown process somewhere down here. I need heavy oil as an input, and I will get light oil as an output, and I don't know. Oh, it doesn't matter. I will have it reversed, so I will turn around the chemical plants. Where is it? Here. And have the output facing upwards. It's a break from how I built the other things, but I think because the output has to go back into the tanks, that's actually not a bad system. So we have an output and we have an input. And for this, for the cracking, we need water as a secondary input. So this will be the eventual just so that will be my water input for now, and then we have the heavy oil, the light oil output, which will be over here. Go think about stuff like that. And then the light oil needs to go into the light oil pipes somehow. I'm pretty sure I will get rid of this module over here because I need to pump everything up and merge it and everything. So let me do this and connect the light oil output into this pipe system. That should be all fine. So light oil goes in, and I need heavy oil, and I want to grab the heavy oil from this side and pump it over to here. Since I also have water in this line, I have to bring it down. So water is over here. Oh gosh. Let me bring water down here, so I have some indication where water might be. Water is the uppermost. So let me bring those together. Here will be split water, and then for heavy oil that will come from here. It has to go. Well, I know it's 2 up, so 1, 2 here. We gonna have the split. No. Just unfortunate. Like this. So this will crack down on our heavy oil. One thing I want to make sure is I don't want to have any heavy oil being cracked down when I actually don't need any heavy oil. There is sadly no way to turn off this machine if I'm aware of. So with you don't have the possibility to turn off a chemical plant. So I have to fiddle around with input and output. So I can either say, well, let's put a pump here into the output, so I can control the output flow. which means if I don't let the pump run, those pipes fill up, and eventually all those chemical plants will stop working because they're full. I can also do it the other way around and say, hey, I don't want to have any oil inputted into the system when I do not want that those machines to run. For now, I have never tried it. I always use the input method. I want to try the output method for once and see how that works and how well it works. So let me have a pump here in the output and say, well, you only run if I give you a signal. So power-wise, that's a good question. How I want to power this. So I could not do this. Probably if I do this, one out, this one would be still overlapping. So every third. Well, I don't want to delete anything. No. That's the wrong button. There we go. Okay, so this will get this operation over here will get some power. And how do I run power down here? I do not. This have this one connected and also stay up here. You get power when you need it. So right now everything will be converted. You can see our heavy oil is going down. I don't want that as of yet because I need to shut this pump up. How I'm gonna do that? I wanna read all my fillings somehow. So let me get some red wires going. Oh, now I remember there would be also a third option, just turn out off power for that whole contraption. Which would not be, how much base power does it? Main consumption 7 kilowatts. So even if it's not running, it will consume 7 kilowatts. Am I right? Yes, so even if it's not running, it will consume 7 kilowatts. So it would also be an option to power. That's not a bad idea, actually. If I say, so we have a power switch. Let's put a power switch. And let's take that option off and put a power switch over here and say, well, for this I need some normal cables connect to the power station and from the power station to this power pole. Right now you don't have any power. This should be as I want it, and I want also have you connected to a system where I connect all the tanks to. Do I need both tanks? So those are kind of equal. Oh, that is well. I like. So those equal out, I think. So in the end, so if that is as less than a certain amount, then it's all gone. So here I can say if, for example, we have enough heavy oil. If heavy oil is bigger than, let's say, about 5,000. So if we have more than 5,000 units of liquid in our tank, then this power switch is enabled, and so heavy oil can be cracked down. Right now we still have 7.4K heavy oil. 3. So let's change that number to about 7k. No, not 5.7, 7k set. So as soon as we hit the 7k mark, we should have power off. 7.1, we're almost there. 7.0, almost at 7k. Here we go. So 6.9. So unless we don't get more, so those nice. Not how I wanted it. I need this one. Here we go. So you don't have any power. You are complaining. This is good. You don't crack down on more of my heavy oil, which is actually exactly what I want. Perfect. So I said I want to build about 2, so let's finish up those. Another chemical plant. Connected. Have this output connected and have this input connected, so those are running. And why not put a third one up, because it's just laying here and get nicely reached by that power pole. Third one, all connected. No, this was not the idea of my experiment. The last chemical one is over here. Oh, perfect. So right now our factory doesn't consume any petroleum, therefore, or any light oil. Therefore, we don't have any usage. We don't actually need to crack down that oil, and I don't want it for now. So we have enough production. So here, petroleum is full. That is exactly what I want. I maybe can get rid of coal. Grab coal, right? Oh yeah, you were okay. Never mind. I was wondering why this works. And I also want some lights down here. Which is one of the unfortunate things. The lights are also turned off now. We'll put a light here, and I guess here, so we have at least some lights shining. And it's also a good indicator that this one is not running. So what we're gonna do next, because I'm happy with that. I don't want to go into the light oil crackdown yet as of now. Because what I want to do is go into sulfuric acid. So we need iron and sulfur to build that. Iron and sulfur. We have sulfur here. Iron we can easily get from our main bus. That is not a problem. So let's see. It's a chemical plant, if I am remembering correctly. Chemical plant, where are you? Here you are. Let's build you, maybe. Oh, come on, let's do 3. Because, okay. One is built, so let me design. Okay, so sulfuric acid needs 2 inputs. How much do you need a second? So you need 1 and 5 every second. So with a standard red belt, I have 50 per side, which means 3. So I can have 3 machines if I just put it half and half. That is not really satisfying, but it would do the job. If that works every second. And I also need water as in. So that will be a cramped one. So water. Oh, I could. So if I have 30, that is 10. Okay, that would be actually nice. So with a red, I can have 10, and that's 15. So that would work. So I can make a mixed belt. But I don't have enough space for it to do a mixed belt. Because if I would do so, a mixed belt require me to have input node here and one here. And I can't do that because they have to be here and here. Ah, this is unfortunate. So no mixed belt for me. Which means I either have a double-sided belt or I have a long arm insert. So a long arm does a turn rate of 400. So 1 item, 2 items every second. That would be fast enough. That would actually be more than fast enough. So I can have 1 belt here, 1 belt here. The long and the short one. So I have 1 red inserter here to grab the iron, and 1 blue inserter here to grab the sulfur. Right, so I have 2 irons every second out, which should be enough for 1 machine. And this one should be 2 turns every work cycle, and then we have sulfuric acid as output. Okay, so the question will be how I power it. That is, let's say we do this, then I need I can condense it even more if I switch those around. So if I do this, this one would be water. And I would need to have undergrounds. This. So this one is a regular belt. And then I just need to figure out where I put power, because well, I need to offset power. I could put it here and then have water 1 further up. I don't need any undergrounds. Need this one and have water up here. That would work nicely. But then I want to have it. Why not? So I can connect to water here. extend you. You can connect, you have water. And because you're gonna be my sulfuric acid, I wanna have some output. The question here is, do I put some tanks? I can move that back and have a little tank section here. Not be bad of an idea, but I do not know yet. So unfortunately, it's time to wrap up the episode. We are already 25 minutes into the episode, so I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me building the crackdown for heavy oil and the sulfuric acid chemical plant. What I will do off camera is just connect everything up, get some iron from up here, and so on. I think you already know how that works, so I don't need to show it to you. I will think about how I can include some tanks somewhere, and I will show everything to you in the next episode. So please leave a like or a dislike or a comment below. And if you enjoyed it and want to watch, don't want to miss any of my content, please subscribe. That is free for you and you don't have to do anything for it. And it helps me out a ton to grow as a content creator. So have a good one and see you in the next.